She always said if something ever happened to me, she would never fall in love again. What a waste.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our first class in our purebred Simmental show, class number 8, first of 3 junior heifer calf splits. Judge Hertz, this age range is from the end of March to mid-February, so mid-February to end of March. During the picture break, we talked a little bit about the Breeders' Select. Folks, if you are interested to be a member, it gives you a chance to win $10,000 in sale credit to the listing of farms and ranches that I had mentioned earlier. If you're interested to purchase your membership, stop by the Alberta Simmental booth, or you can chat with Tracy Kimmel here ringside. The early bird draws will take place later in the show, so you'll want to get in on that early bird draw opportunity. Again, the ASA Breeders' Select. What a neat initiative from the Alberta Simmental Association.
We always said we'd go together, but if I'm just half of her forever, this goes out to whoever takes my place. She don't give 2 cents about money, likes a little coffee and her honey. Let her sleep late as she wants. Home is her favorite restaurant. Don't you dare come home if you're hammered. Better watch your mouth and your grammar. She loves babies, hates glitter. You better shave before you kiss her. And if she ever misses me, please don't let her. She's insecure about her legs, right? Something wrong with her head, right? Just tell her she's crazy, crazy, even though she won't believe it, nah. Best advice I can give you, brother, don't ever say she's acting just like her mother, even though she does sometimes. It's gonna be our little secret. She don't give 2 cents about money, likes a little coffee and her honey. Let her sleep late as she wants. Home is her favorite restaurant. Don't you dare come home if you're hammered. Better watch your mouth and your grammar. She loves babies, hates glitter. You better shave before you kiss her. And if she ever misses me, please don't let her. Make her feel better. Say something funny, say something about the weather. Tell her wherever I am, I'm good. And if she's thinking she can love again, she should. Understood? Orchids, that's her favorite flower. Don't ever watch The Office without her. After church, she gon' talk. Her favorite season is football. She don't give 2 cents about money, likes a little coffee and her honey. Let her sleep late as she wants. Home is her favorite restaurant. Don't you dare come home if you're hammered. Better watch your mouth and your grammar. She loves babies, hates glitter. You better shave before you kiss her. And if she ever misses me, please don't let her.
I can't wait to show.
And with that, we're going to have comments on our first of 3 heifer calf classes in our junior division from Judge Tyson Hertz.
I think a really interesting trio up here from the red baldy forward that there's a lot of discussion to be had in my mind, and I think what I tie into on this class winner is just the rib and from forerib to flank. I love that sweep in this heifer. Is she the stoutest? No. Is she the the prettiest fronted? Probably not. But I think she combines that rib and body with real flexible structure and useful kind of structure. She does tie high enough out the top of her shoulder, but there is obviously things that we've talked that we'd like to change, but I think in terms of just structure with balance and rib, that's where she's going to win the class. Now, if you're going to take a pretty one, this one in second is the one that I really like. I love how streamlined she is from her shoulders forward. I love how she comes out nice and high. She's tight through her throat. She's fresh in her brisket. For me, we just need to pull down that center cavity a bit and maybe just give her a little more flex out of her hock to compete with that one up top. Now, I think this is an intriguing female in third that I think on the standstill probably would win this class. It's when you set her in motion that I get a little critical. I would change the way she gets off of her ankles, and I'd give her a little more reach off her front end. But I think a female on the standstill, she combines a really nice presence. She's smooth made, she's balanced, and she's stout. Just need to see her a little more flexible off of both ends. The black female we come to in fourth, I love the growth. I love the stretch in this calf. Again, just in terms of balance, we need to see a little more rib, a little more body, and to compete with the females above. Young man's heifer that we come to next, I think a female that's useful in her own right, being really level out of her hip. She's level down her top. For me, in the show ring extra, she gets a little coarser through her front 1/3. But I think in terms of just a level design with enough hip, enough barrel, a female that sits quite comfortably here, but really useful type. And then the young man's heifer that we round the class off with, a female, I really like how attractive she is. For me, she gets too closed up at the base of her skeleton. She gets really narrow when she goes away, but I love how attractive. And then she combines that with a really nice bold rib shape. We just need to open her up at the base. A really nice class at the top end.
Thank you, Judge Hertz. So our class winner in our first of three splits is entry 1945. And that is the entry from SIBL Simmentals. That's BLI Joy 919G. Second in class and advancing also to our junior championship, entry 1979 from SMRT Livestock with SMRT Miss Lady Glitz 19G. Third in class, entry 1974 from Martin Cattle Services with Lazy MC Gemstone 907G. Fourth in class, entry 1980, that's Paw Black Geneva 907G from Southpaw Cattle Company. In fifth, entry 1970 from IH Simmentals with IH Upper Class 936G. And in sixth place, entry 1955 from Double D Cattle with DDF Flash of Elegance 101G. Our next class for Judge Tyson Hertz is our second of three junior splits. Again, we should have 6 entries in this class. Your age range in this class, Judge Hertz, is from early to mid-February. Assuming we have 2 scratches in this class, please scratch entry 1969 and entry 1981. Again, please scratch entry 1969 and 1981.
Walk you around the foothills of my town. Probably feel like you've been there before. After hearing all the stories I've been telling you for 6 months now. We'll probably have to sleep in separate bedrooms. Pack a shirt for church because we'll go. not trying to scare you off, but I just thought that we should talk a few things out before we hit the road. If I bring you home to mama, I guess I better warn ya. She falls in love a little faster than I do. And my dad will check your tires, pour your whiskey over ice, and take you fishing, but pretend that he don't like you. Oh, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. My sister's gone.
Well, just an announcement to the exhibitors. There is no question that Judge Tyson Hertz is a speedy, assertive, and confident judge. Just making sure that all of our exhibitors are watching the show and being to the marshalling area on time. And so with that, we're going to have comments on our second of 3 splits of heifer calves in our junior group.
No? Okay. Yeah, well, I think we've all been in one of these classes where everyone's kind of playing for second, and you know, it's just one of those blatant realities that we face as show cattle exhibitors when there's one of those ones out there that you know is good, and this young lady's heifer that comes to us that wins the class, I think is one heck of an individual, not only when you analyze her structure, but just in terms of the mass, and then she ties it all together in a really pretty package. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I could throw the whole terminology book of this one. This is a good heifer, and this young lady knows it, so I congratulate her on bringing out some really good one here in this class. Again, we're racing for second in this class, and I think this female that we come to next, I think is just the highest quality when you talk about structure. I think when you read her angle, she's probably the most relaxed in terms of the angle of her shoulder, carries that spine the best on the move, and I think where she has class advantages is when you analyze the way that skeleton is designed and the way the foot is designed. A female that has enough go, enough power, and enough dimension just got in a class with a really, really good one. The young lady's red heifer that we come to in third, a female that's really boxy and really bold and lots of dimension when you get behind her and from the side. She reads with really, really expressive muscle pattern. That almost plays to her demise, in my opinion, as she just gets a little round for me. She's round her shoulder, round her hip, and a female that I think for me maybe just pushing that acceptable limits in terms of condition at this stage of the game. But a female that if you're just tying into muscle and total dimension, this one would probably walk away with it. But we just need to relax her in her skeleton and give her a little squareness out of her hip. The young lady's heifer that we come to next, I said to my ringman when she walked in the ring, I didn't really realize purebred Simmentals came with this much chrome. But once you look past the color pattern, I think there is some useful pieces in this female. She probably hits you the freshest from her shoulder forward. I really like how chiseled she is through her neck. But for me, I think we need to see her a little squarer out of her hip, and when you set her in motion, we need to get those hocks a little squarer from hock to ground. But a female that, despite her really unique color pattern, I think there's some good pieces to her, just gets in a really good class here today.
Thank you, Judge Hertz. So advancing to our junior heifer calf champion is entry from Boss Lake Genetics, First Class Marketing and White Rock Ranch with entry 1946, Boss Lake Miss L 926G. And second in class, also advancing to our championship, is entry 1944. That's the entry from SIBL Simmentals, BLI Grace 905G. Third in class from Ty D Livestock, entry 1984, Ty D's Lexi 13G. And fourth in class, entry 1975 from Lysing Land and Cattle with LLC Persuasion 33G. Our next class will be the third and final split of our junior heifer calves. And of course, we're going to ask a representative for our banner sponsors to come ringside. Our junior champion heifer calf banner sponsored by SIBL Simmentals, and our reserve junior champion heifer calf sponsored by Leewood Ranch and Colt Arnold.